Okay guys, we're going to do a really simple surround sound receiver hookup right now. This is assuming that all of your components are using HDMI, and all you have to do is kind of hook up your speakers, hook up your HDMI, and maybe you have a few questions about how to hook up the rest. First things first, you need to, I like to start off with my speakers. I start off with my speakers kind of like this here. These are my speaker cables. And I've got all of them labeled except for one. And because I just wanted to show you guys how to do it. So I think it's, yeah, this one right here is not labeled. So if you had like a whole bundle of speakers and you had no idea, or bundle of speaker wires, and all your speakers are installed, but you have no idea which wire hooks up to what, you can use something called a tone generator. This is a tone generator. This is a custom installer's best friend. So if I hook up this tone generator to that wire by itself, it's going to make a sound. You guys ready for this? Get your mind blown? I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's making a really soft sound in the background. Okay, but let's pretend that you don't have a tone generator. You can also do it with a 9-volt battery. I actually don't know if this is bad for the speakers, so I don't know. I know it works, but maybe it's not the best thing. Just take your wire right here, and if I tap it to a 9-volt battery, my speaker kind of makes a thumping noise. Yeah, might be bad for the speaker. Got no idea. Anyways, oh, I already labeled that one. So I guess there's a different one over here. But you guys get the point. Okay, so this is the last one I didn't label. And it's my rear right. You want to label on it, rear like this. And really hard position, right. And film same time. Rear right. Okay. All right, now I'm going to show you guys how to connect to speakers. First of all, if you see here, it says zone 2, back or height, surround, front, and center. This is a 2-zone receiver. This is a 7.1 plus a 2-zone receiver. So I could have a 7.1 in my main room and have a second zone. I could have a 5.1 with height speakers. I'm not going to get into what all these details are. Don't worry too much about it. Most of you guys aren't going to have to deal with that. But in this case, I'm only dealing, I only have 5 speakers and 1 subwoofer installed. So 5 speakers, 1 subwoofer, 5.1. If you see that it says surround here, even though it says surround back, if you're using a 5.1, you're not using surround back. These ones that say back, we're not using those. Those are only for 7.1. If you're using a 5.1, your back speakers actually go to surround. Okay? So what you do is you loosen off these speaker posts like that. And then that one says surround left. So I'm going to look for the one that says rear left. Center, front left, rear right. Yeah, rear left. Right here. Strip off probably about 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch. What I like to do is I like to back out the terminal just like this, and you can see there's a little gap right there. The wire, the bare copper, slips into that little gap, and I like to see just a little bit of copper sticking out. That way I know that there's no rubber jacket under the speaker binding post. Okay? Tighten that sucker down finger tight. Just like that. We're going to do the same for the black. Okay. The next thing you want to do is you want to check to make sure there's no copper sticking out the bottom. Because sometimes the copper, like if you strip too far, the copper will pass through, and I might touch something over here. Maybe you have a wire coming this way and they touch each other. Those are shorts. Bad news. All right, with my speaker wires installed, next I'm going to do my HDMIs. This blue one right here goes to my cable satellite box, So I'm going to plug it into this one right here. It says cable sat. Now you don't have to. The reason these labels are here, it doesn't have special powers or special abilities to work the cable or satellite box. It has nothing to do with that. It's just so that when these are called HDMI inputs, it's just so that when I'm selecting inputs on the front of the receiver, it's intuitive, right? I go to the one that says cable sat, and cable sat pops up. So sometimes, you know, if I have maybe a DVD player and a CD player and, you know, something else that's not labeled, then I can put it into anything I want. Okay, this white one here, this goes to my Blu-ray player. So that goes into number 1. And then this white one here, this one goes to my TV. So I'm going to put it into the HDMI output. And I'm going to go into this one that says out main. And it also says ARC. ARC is a feature that I do not like. It means audio return channel. You have to enable HDMI controls to use ARC, and it kind of can get screwy on you sometimes, especially if you're doing a really custom installation. So typically, you can plug it into the ARC, but I disable the HDMI features, the HDMI control features, so that ARC doesn't work. Some guys will argue with me, but they're wrong. It's terrible. Okay, next thing I'm going to do, this right here is my Fire Stick. I'm going to plug it in here to number 3. It just so happens that number 3 says Stream Box. But I can plug it to any one of these I want. But I'm going to plug it to this one that says Stream Box. Just so it's nice, 1, 2, 3, and Stream Box kind of makes sense, right? That's what the Fire Stick does. Okay, that's it. Oh, shoot, one more. And this yellow wire right here, this goes to my router. And so this will allow me to stream music through my receiver, and also with more advanced remote controls, you can control your receiver as long as it's plugged into the Ethernet. You can also do wireless. This one has a wireless antenna. I'm not a big fan of wireless. I don't use wireless for anything unless I have to. So we're going to plug in there. And then this house also has a projector. So I'm going to plug the projector. This is the projector HDMI. This goes out to the projector. I'm going to plug this one right here. It says out sub. Oh, speaking of sub, we need to plug in the subwoofer. This is my subwoofer cable, and the subwoofer has an amplifier built into it. So if you're dealing with speakers that have an amplifier built into it, you go into what's called a pre-out. And so I'm going to go into the subwoofer pre-out, and it looks like it is right here. Sorry, you guys can't. Right there. Subwoofer, says subwoofer, pre-out. Boom. That's it. This receiver's connected, ready to go.